Two sides of a coin. Alphina would like nothing more than to get out of the snow. Forgive me. This is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Lord Edmont of our success, and we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition is improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Pray return to the congregation. It's so funny, like I don't know if I ever really took note of, pray return to the waking sands when I first did it. And this time through it maybe because of whatever stuff they pruned, but it, was hardly noteworthy to me. Where it doesn't bug me or whatever, but I think just because of the memes and everything, for the Waking Sands, I make note of the congregation, and how often we've had to go back. Ah, there you are. Shall we make our report? Your deeds have scattered the dark clouds that have long loomed over Ishgard. On my oath, we shall not squander the bright future you have won for us. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Lavenza. What news from Zelphatal? Then, we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Yestola has been tending to Mistress Alice in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alize, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelphatal, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
That's interesting. Like
I take it your mission was a success.
You would think she would worry, but she didn't.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
In league, but being played by...
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. to deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the warriors of darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alizé and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor-bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
So it's interesting.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alizé, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Nice, Alizé.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Of course. So it's interesting the Ascians are involved with, keeping the beast tribe supplied with crystals. I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, that's a detail that I had forgotten. And then that the idea is to make things more and more and more desperate for the beast tribes until eventually, they are not trying to summon, their god, but Zodiark. Because I've been wondering what exactly their plans have been thus far with, the calamities they're trying to bring forth. Like the specifics here and now. Because obviously in Stormblood we have the, was it Black Rose? But I don't know, specifically what they're trying to do here. To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Aha! And there's an acknowledgement of doing the coils. Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was by design. So, she enjoyed hearing tales of our exploits, did she? Yeah, and how we never heard word of the Warriors of Darkness. You know, but she had. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Nice. I can't believe I never picked up on the difference before they had gotten their individual outfits was, you know, that their bangs either were on the right side or the left side. I'd never picked up on that. So it took this for me to tell them apart before. Right then, shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, "Sister, please. She was not my..." Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? I wonder who this girl was. And will we maybe meet her in Endwalker? So be it. Another time, perhaps. To be honest, Lavenza, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you will forgive me if I do. Again, just thinking how cool it is, the acknowledgement of what you've done, and just thinking about what this would have been like had you not done the coils. What will you say? A pleasure to have you with us. I've been meaning to ask about the carriage. And welcome to the fight. What carriage? Just the carriage at the very beginning, or? Oh, no, I think she sent the carriage. At the end of ARR. I actually want to ask her about that. I'd love to say a pleasure to have you with us, but I actually want to know about the carriage. Ah, yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Ul'dah after the banquet. The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for his presence in Ul'dah. How did you know to send help? Oh, drunken blast blades are even less discreet than sober ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brennan managed to find you. And I just watched, I think it was actually Quasi do it. And he started in, was it Ul'dah? Because I think he's a paladin, and he's always been a paladin, or, you know, obviously a gladiator to start. And it wasn't Brennan that picked him up, it was a different one. I mean, I know there's 3, but I thought maybe just because it was in Ul'dah, you would get the one that starts in Ul'dah, but you don't. You get whatever one you had at the very beginning. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when last we met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur. nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the waking sands then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. So I just can't help but laugh, when I see waking sands now. Especially after I just talked about the congregation and all that. It's funny, I still have that thought of, oh, should I go to Horizon or go to Limsa? But now that we have flying, I don't know if going to Limsa is really any faster. With loading screens and whatnot. Although loading screens are faster now since the PS5 release. So fine, I was just thinking, should I get it on PS4? Because I have it on PS4, but I never play it on PS4. But I have it as like a backup, just in case something happens to my computer or whatever. Hopefully not, but then it's like, oh, but that would require me to actually get a PS5, which would be hard enough as it is. And then, the cost, it's not worth it. I mean, it would be if the computer went down, because it would be more cost effective than a new computer, but... Orion J, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. No, we just saw you, dude. They don't know, but I know. Why, Master Alpha know. Would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? So I just read scholar and I'm like, what scholar? But he's talking about one of the gods or whatever. The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. He doesn't need. He knows. But he'll... What's the word I'm looking for? He'll, God, I'm brain farting on the word, but he'll let us think for whatever. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Murlthor. Ogomoro stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries. Is this where we get introduced to Gabu? Thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook, Lavenza. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. She knows something. If I may, brother, Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Alice? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Before being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Garun Oracles. Maybe you could start there? I mean, that the Garun Oracles sound familiar, and is that's what he looked up at the library, right, where we first see her spying on him. Yeah. She's making it known that she knows what's up with him, or at least knows he's up to something. By thy leave. Yeah, something's up. He's not so wordy now. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Is he just going to repeat the same crap he always does, or... We shall speak anon, Lavenza. I prithee attend Master Alphino and Mistress Alize. Okay, no, he didn't. Ooh, and we've got Ehrenwald here. Now that we need not fear reprisals, we can focus our efforts on locating the missing scions. It may be that they too are lost to us, but so long as there is hope, we must try. And then this dude, I don't... From the political landscape to our struggles against the beastmen, little is certain and less is within our control. We can but focus on those things that we have the power to change. Yeah, I don't know who that dude is. I don't think comes back in any way. Urianger has us working day and night, Lavenza. We won't stop looking until we find each and every one. None of us will. And I imagine it won't be until next patch that we get reunited with Yida and Papalimo. I knew you'd prove them accusations wrong, so I just hunkered down until the storm had passed. No sense in wasting energy on battles you've got no need of fighting. Oh, we need to go to Lenosha anyway. Like I'm... yeah. But yeah, I know... You know, because obviously Belsar's Wall and all of that is next patch, so we'll definitely be reunited with Ida and Papalimo. That had better be the sulfur. I just think it won't be until that patch, just the way this is going. Come, let us speak with Commander Blow-it-in and see if there is any truth to these rumors concerning Titan's return. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal the Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Or I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that. Just when my Cobalt problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So, if this is where we get introduced to Gabu, like Alizé's reintroduction is, you know, right there with that is, you know, I think for that purpose. And the fact that it, you know, plays out all the way through Shadowbringers is interesting. I didn't know. Thank you for watching this video. Tonight's stream was a lot of fun. We finally killed Nidhogg, finally, for the last time, which I think finishes off 3.3, and we moved into 3.4 with the stream ending after taking on Titan again and meeting poor Gabu. It was fun, but sad there at the end, but fun. If you enjoyed this and want to see it live, come and join me on my Twitch. The link is down below. And again, if you enjoyed this one, please like, comment, and subscribe. Other than that, have a good one.